Situations made a man of me. That is expected, I'm exactly who I plan to be. I looked my mama in the eyes and told her we gon' make it. How could I go anyway but her? Now I'm sitting at your grave, reminiscing all the time that I wasted. I can't make it up.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the L.U.V podcast. We have your host here, L.U.V Jones.
And it's your boy Drake.
And today we got a super special guest. We got Moe Deloach.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up, man? What's up? So, for those of you all who may not know, in Rocky Mountain superstar, man. We so glad to have you on board, bro.
Man, appreciate you guys, what you guys doing, man. It's really dope, really dope.
Appreciate that, man. So for the viewers who may not know about you at home, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, my government name is Michael Deloach. Everybody knows me as Moe Deloach. I'm a native of Rocky Mount. I graduated from Northern Nash. I went off to school, went off to Norfolk State, played at Norfolk State, had a great career there. Ended up going over to Europe, to play basketball. Played over there for 10 years. Decided to come back home and, be an entrepreneur, started a nonprofit and also started a restaurant in downtown Rocky Mountain. So, that's pretty much a little recap of, my life.
For sure. So I didn't even know about the nonprofit. What's the nonprofit about?
It's just helping out with the youth and different things. I was doing like my basketball camps, my book bag giveaways, just stuff I was always doing, but I just really got it official by calling it, the Motivation Foundation. So I really got, everything legit with the 501c3. For sure. That's amazing.
Shout out to you for that. And so take us back to like high school now. So were you getting a lot of looks from colleges?
Not so much a lot of looks because of the area. And then, when I graduated in 2004. So you gotta know, then AAU wasn't as big as it is now. It was just like, it was okay, but it wasn't like it is now. And then I grew up without a social media world. So it was more, if a college coach was seeing you, he was actually driving, to your games to see you. So, I put up crazy numbers in high school. You know what I'm saying? But it was around here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, the exposure, it wasn't the exposure like it is now. But I mean, it was dope. I think I ended up averaging about 22, 23 in high school around here at Northern. And then we was 4A, so the competition was very, very tough then. Not saying the competition not now, but it was just different. You know what I'm saying? So it was different. You know what I mean? But it was dope. Being able to come here from the 252 and just experience a lot in high school. It was good.
What teams were y'all playing then that Northern might not play now? Like, were y'all playing like different teams?
Yeah, well, I think more of like the Raleigh teams. We was going against teams in Raleigh, and Rocky Mountain's a population of 60,000 people.
Right.
Yeah. So we traveling, playing against these big schools in Raleigh. Like, these guys is crazy. Some of these guys, was playing the NBA now. And you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So it was tough, man. But we was 4A, and then it was only 2 high schools. So I think the level of competition goes by the amount of kids you have in high school. So we only having 2 in Rocky Mountain. Of course, it's gonna be like higher level of play and stuff like that. But it was tough. It was very tough.
Yeah, I can imagine because me moving to Raleigh middle of my junior year in high school, just even though that was a social media era, but still is, like seeing people like John Wall and you got Bishop Daniels. That's just from one school. God, so I already know that the talent in Raleigh is different.
Yeah, I ended up actually leaving Northern and going to a school in Raleigh after my senior year. I went to a Bond Academy, so that's when I really got things going.
For sure. All right, so you talked about having to go to a school in Raleigh. So what made you choose Norfolk State?
It was actually I was supposed to go to a JUCO.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so I had an Officer Brooks, by the name of Officer Brooks. He actually drove me down to Norfolk State because he knew a coach there.
Yeah.
It was like, I got an opportunity for you to work out for a team. So I went and just like, I bet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I went and worked out, and it was like, yo, it was like a steal for them.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because once they, seen me play, and then they looked at my high school, it was like, yo, how are you being heavily recruited?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm from a small area. It's like, it's not like that. So it was like really a steal for them. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, get a player like me, and then, they thought I was a head case and my grades was messed up. It was like none of that. It was like the total opposite.
Right.
It was just like I was just one of the kids that wasn't seen because I'm from a small area. You know what I'm saying? So once they seen that, they went back and looked at some high school tape. It was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you was being missed by, some of these big time schools like that. But which was a blessing for me in my career.
For sure. And so now transitioning to Norfolk State, like how was that? Like, I know we had some college athletes on the podcast before, and they talked about the speed of just college basketball versus high school. So how was that transition for you?
Well, it was a tough transition because I was going from being the man here, being able to do what I wanted to do, being more faster, could jump higher, just better than players.
Yeah.
Then you go to a school where every player there was the man of their high school.
Right.
So it's like you had to separate yourself, and the main thing was just adjusting and learning the college game. You know what I'm saying? And, my first year I probably averaged 3 points. It was games I didn't play.
Right.
So it was very discouraging. I've been a starter my whole life. I've been a star on my team every year. And then you going into a school and, I wanted to play and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But that's just part of the process of learning the college, the college level. So it was very tough, you know what I'm saying? But, it's about adapting to it.
For sure.
What was the biggest thing that you got out of that program at Norfolk State?
Oh, it's just, becoming a man, learning responsibility and learning to be on my own, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing in Rocky Mount, if you're an athlete or you well known, people kind of tie to you and they try to they show you a lot of love. So it's like you going somewhere else where you don't really know.
Got that same
people don't really know, they don't really know you like that. So you kind of got to make your way again. So it's like it was starting fresh, starting fresh on everything.
For sure. And so what was some other roadblocks you faced while you was at Norfolk State your freshman year?
It was just more not playing, and then just trying to adapt to the college level. Coming from Rocky Mount, we don't have a college that you can just go to and just be on the college campus.
Right.
Most high schools, Raleigh, some they can go to a college campus nearby and stuff, and just experience the college life.
Right.
So it's just coming from here, it's like it's a college. Like you mean to tell me I got my own room, or you mean to tell me nobody's gonna wake me up for school? So it was just one of those things, and then just adapting, having to go to class, my mom wasn't there to, hey, you better make sure you do your work, or make sure you do that. So we're just adapting, to becoming a man, and and really realizing what was important.
It's like a different level of accountability.
Yeah.
You starting to learn that accountability on your own like that.
Yeah, because when you ain't got nobody waking you up, like you got to just transitioning to becoming a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just like you gotta choose, what's important. Like, what I'm saying? Everybody go, I'm not gonna sit up here and say you're not gonna party, you're not gonna drink, you're not gonna, some people like, yo, go to college and straight focus and do it. Come on, it's gonna happen. So it's just about knowing what to do, and what I'm saying? Choosing your time wisely and knowing how to act. Because college was probably the most fun anybody ever gonna have in their life.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was fun, very fun.
For sure. And so now getting into your sophomore year, your junior year, what seemed to start clicking for you?
It's just me having a chance to play.
For sure.
So, when I first came in, I was behind a senior guard. And what I'm saying? I might have been better than him. I might not have been. I thought I was. I think I'm better than everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just learning from him. Mm-hmm. And then I got a chance to play my sophomore year, and I played a lot. I started 3 games, but I went from averaging 3 points to averaging 10 points.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I went from not playing to being the 6th man. One of the best players on the team, as in one of the fan favorites, and just all about the summer grind. You know what I'm saying? Because prior to college, I never worked out. My workout was going to the gym and playing.
Right. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I never had a trainer. I never had that. Once I got to school, my assistant coach, which is the head coach of Norfolk State now, he kind of put me under the wing. Yo, you got so much potential. I was just raw talent.
Right.
I told him, I was like, I never worked out. I was like, I thought my workout was going to the gym to hoop with the homies, or going to Sunset Park, or that was my
get my reps. Get my reps.
Playing. So I didn't actually know that people really went to the gym and worked on their game. It was like, when he told me you got workouts, I'm thinking I'm about to go hoop.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had to shoot the ball 300 times and go through cone drills. So it's just different stuff I learned. And then once I kind of got that, I'm like, yo, this is, you know, I can do something. You know what I'm saying?
So
you start seeing your own potential.
exactly. So just going to your junior year, now you say you went from 3 points to 10 points. Now in junior year you averaged 21, you the man.
Yeah.
So like how did that feel for you?
But it was amazing. You know, I took that summer and I stayed at school, you know, and I worked out.
For sure.
And it paid off. Like I jumped from 10 points to 21 points. Like I went from nobody to leading the country and scoring. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
you know, that's amazing.
Yeah,
like, and it's crazy because it's like, dang, I come from Rocky Mount. Then you look at this time, I think Steph Curry was number 1. You got James Harden on this list. You got Blake Griffin. I'm up there with everybody. I think I was 17th my junior year. So it's like, yo, I'm coming from Rocky Mount, Division I basketball. Like, and I'm averaging. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was one of those things like hard work paid off. And I also was like, yo, what if I would have been heavily recruited and I would have went to a big school? That 21 would have probably been chopped to 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I tell kids all the time, it ain't always about going to this big high major school.
Right.
I played against the high major players, but it was just more of, okay, I was rocking out on a mid major, now HBCU level, you know what I'm saying, representing for that.
Yeah. Was y'all the MEAC?
Yeah, we the MEAC. Yeah, it was in the MEAC.
I know North Carolina Central is MEAC.
Yeah.
And I went to Central.
Yeah,
But,
they was in the MEAC when I was there. We played against them too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So now, senior year, you bounce back. You have another 20 plus like season. Like, so did you think at the time like, man, I could possibly go to the NBA?
Yeah, I was thinking my whole junior year. I was thinking league. That was like my coaches were preparing me for the league, and it was just, you know, I was thinking NBA. That was all in my mind. Like, you know, I got a chance, you know, to make the league. So that's all I gotta do is have a great year. Just, you know, hopefully everything falls into place, and that's how it goes. So that's all I was thinking is, you know, shoot, I'm trying to get in the league.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? So that's what it was after that. So everything I did my senior year was just preparing me for the league. The way I carried myself, the way I practiced, everything was just like, I'm preparing myself to go to the NBA.
Facts. And so, you know, after your senior year is up, you know, you had another strong performance. And so, did you get any like NBA looks? Yeah,
I actually went to Cali. I was in Cali, you know, training with my agent and stuff like that. So I worked out and stuff like that. But, you know, I got called early. You know what I'm saying? So a scout had told me, like, yo, bro, like, let me sit you down. He had a real talk with me, like, listen, NBA, you know, you're a 6'2" guard. NBA is not going to be, you know, it's not an Allen Iverson anymore. It's like, it's going to be hard for you to make it. So he was like, yo, but you can have a heck of a career overseas. Right. He was like, yo, you can have a heck of a career overseas. So I kind of already was already prepared for it anyway. And I didn't take it as offensive or I'm just like, yo,
it's a way to transition. I still got a lane to play basketball.
Yeah, he told me, he was like, yo, NBA gonna be tough because of your height. And then you come from the HBCU, a smaller school, blah, blah, blah. You're a heck of a player. But this is your type of game you have, you're gonna be a heck of a player in Europe. He told me straight like that, and I just kind of accepted it like, all right, it's a bit like, I can travel the world, I don't know, the NBA making millions, but I ain't making millions, but at least I get to, you know, feed my family and stuff like that. So I was already knowing prior to that draft 2010 that I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna end up going overseas.
For sure. And it's still like, you still playing high level basketball. It's not like it's the NBA and there's nothing else. Like, the Euro League is probably the second best league.
Yeah, it's so many like people don't understand the European way of ball. So it's so many ways to make money, like there's so many ways to play, so many different leagues. And so it was just amazing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get the NBA feeling or the millions and stuff like that, but I had a nice career. I learned a lot, and I met some great people overseas. Like my face card is good now. You know what I'm saying? Still to this day over there.
Right. That's a blessing. Hats off to you. You had a great career overseas, and just talk about that transition.
Yeah, it was my first year I went to Poland.
Okay.
So, you know, coming from Norfolk State, you know, going to Poland is like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, I was
keep going further away from home.
You know, and the funny thing is, like, my mom sent me over there, no lie, my mom sent me over there with $100. Wow. So I'm like, I got $100. I had to pay $50 for my bag. So leave me with $50.
That's
You know
wild.
what I'm saying? So when I get over there, I'm like, yo, I think I had to borrow like some money from my agent or something like that. Like, yo, so I'm struggling.
Yeah.
But when I get over there, I'm like, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get some money, da 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 da. So my first paycheck, I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm the only black African American person there. You know, me and like 3 of my teammates. So there was times I was going to the grocery store, people coming up to me like touching me. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like they over there like seeing people.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I'm asking my teammates, I'm like, yo, why they touching me? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, no disrespect, but you know, some of these people never seen a black person ever, besides on TV.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was like that. But you know, the basketball part, it was tough. Coming from, you know, America, my first year, you know what I'm saying? I ended up going to Poland. You know, I had a pretty good first season. I averaged 10 points. So it opened up a door for me to go next year to Czech. So I went to Czech Republic after that. You know what I'm saying? I had a great career. I got MVP of this league.
Okay.
Ended up going to Italy, and I just rocked out of Italy for the next 7 years.
Okay. I can't even imagine that. Like, they probably was touching because they wanted to see if you was real. Right? So that's crazy.
Yeah, Eastern Europe is just different, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my first 2 years was like tough, you know, because I was like, yo, it's cold always, it's always dark, you know. So the only thing that really had kept me going was really the money.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, if I go back home, then what? And then I'm so popular here, you know, people are so happy for when I go pro. They're like, yo, so if I would have came home, would have been more motivation.
What you
Like,
doing
hey,
back?
what you doing back?
What you doing? What you
So
doing?
it's like, you know, certain, I just rocked out. You know, I just rocked out for the 9 months. It's like, yo, I'm gonna make the fan proud. I'm gonna make the 252 proud. So that's how I kind
That's
of
a grind.
Yeah,
That's how you grind it out.
it was a grind, bro. I tell people, I don't think I could do it again. I had to go back. I could not do it again because I went through some stuff like 17-hour bus rides. You know, just stuff like that. You gotta realize iPhones really wasn't popping like they popping now. You know what I'm saying? They was starting to come, but it was like I wasn't FaceTime, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, you know what I mean? So my life, it was tough. It was tough. Like, I was on Skype, you know, then it was Skype.
Oh yeah.
So I was doing that. That's how I was talking to the family. So when I had to go on a bus trip, I didn't have like a phone, like da 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 da. It was like me just rocking out with the AirPods, you know what I'm saying?
Headphones
And just music. Then when I got to the joint, just got on the computer, like, yo, I was texting from my computer because I had like a little Microsoft, I had a Google number and all that stuff like that because my phone didn't
made it a
work.
little easier. Yeah, it made it a little easier.
Yeah, so the first 2 or 3 was like, it was tough, but when I got to Italy, it was a cakewalk. Yeah, the iPhones that started popping, social media was going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can video chat on business, social
When did
media.
you get there?
I got there in 2000, I want to say 13, 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Social media was like,
It was
just taking out. Mine was out.
Yeah, it was going crazy. It was going crazy. So it was pretty much a cakewalk in Italy. Yeah, Italy is more Americanized.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You got Milan. I played in Rome for my last 2 years. I was in Rome.
okay.
So it was more like I was in America, but it was just like wasn't America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's like you see Americans there, but then you don't see
Yeah,
Americans.
so it was more of an end, like it was just different there. That's why I decided to stay. Like I had offers to go other places with more money, but I was comfortable in Italy. So I'm like, why would I go somewhere else? If I'm comfortable in Italy, the money was pretty good. So I stayed content. Like I turned down a heck of a lot of deals just to stay in Italy because I was comfortable and I felt like I was home. So my homeboys came and visited. It was real nice. It was real nice here.
Were there any other leagues that you would like went into? Like,
Yeah, no,
other than like Italy.
Nah, it's the way Italy goes. So it's like, imagine like North Carolina being Italy.
Right.
So we would play. I would be on Rocky Mount team. So Rocky Mount would play against the Raleigh team. We would play against the Charlotte team. So it was all travel within.
Okay. So you really won't having to take those same type of like rides.
Nah, and then the Italy is different. So you flying.
Facts.
So you know what I'm saying? Anything over 3-4 hours, you flying.
Oh,
Like,
for
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? It ain't no-
That's
You know what I'm saying? It's
comfortable.
Yeah,
I see,
you comfortable.
comfortable.
Yeah, it's luxury. You got it. They treated you like it was a league.
Gotcha.
Bus rides, you know, everything was professional. I had no complaints. It was mad professional. Great people, great food. You know, it was just different. You know, 'cause, you know they was drinking wine after practice. You know, I'm being able to drink with your coaches, or you know, you just like nah.
It's like it's a little weird.
It's a little it was just different. It was fun though.
That's what's up. And I don't even blame you for staying in Italy though, cause like I already know, like just seeing it on TV, I know it's a beautiful place.
Man, it's
for
beautiful.
sure.
Yeah, I live right in front of the Coliseum.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's outstanding.
Man, it was crazy. My homeboy was coming to visit, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I'm tired of going to the Coliseum and seeing so much." Like,
yeah, for sure.
It was cool though.
That's fire.
So, like, while you're overseas, like, is it? Cause I know, like, you know, NBA, you get like endorsement deals from, you know, you might have a shoe deal with Nike. Are those endorsement deals the same way?
Yeah, for players more like that had an NBA tag. So, for instance, if I'd have went to the league and then went overseas, I would have had a bigger tag on endorsements and stuff like that. Or like social media, like they go look at your social media and stuff like that, see how many people follow you. And,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have any endorsement deals, but I had like, you know, I was getting free shoe deals, as in like I'd get free shoes or, you know,
Right.
stuff, free food at this place within the city of the place I played in. But I didn't actually myself, I didn't have any endorsements with any brands that make money, but I did have like shoe deals, as in, okay, you rock our shoes, we'll make sure you get these free shoes every time they come out. Or, you know what I'm saying, you promote our food, or, you know, take a picture of us, you eating in my place, you can come eat anytime. Like some little stuff like that, yeah.
So what would you say, like throughout your whole time overseas, like, what were some memorable moments?
I mean, my first year was a memorable moment because it was just the learning experience.
Right, yeah.
But the whole Italy situation was just memorable. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to, kids running up to you and, you know, they rocking my jerseys and they were asking for my autograph. And it's just like, God, I'm from this little city and, you know, people really looking up to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was just a moment that you can just like, you know, be thankful and, you know what I'm saying, and appreciate little moments like that because, you know, to me, to them, we was the NBA. I was the best player in the world for them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's they can actually see it and, you know, they take pride in you fighting for their city and you trying to bring championships to their city. You know what I'm saying? So just the whole experience was just memorable, man. Just playing the games and getting prepared for the games and then going out afterwards and, you know, the whole people showing you love and, you know, just trying to learn some Italian. It was just a wonderful feeling, man. It was a wonderful feeling.
That's what's up. And so, like, I know during those hard times, like you were saying, the 16-hour bus rides, what were some ways you boosted your self-love during those times?
I was reading a lot.
Okay.
I was reading a lot, like preparing myself for after basketball.
Gotcha.
So once I signed a pro deal my first year, I had already had plans to use the game and didn't let the game use me.
Right.
So I was over there reading or trying to figure out what I'm gonna do next, you know what I'm saying, after basketball. Because I knew one day it was gonna come to an end.
For sure.
And I was very, very popular. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use my popularity to try to make me some money. Or try to, you know, build after basketball. So you know, that's what I was just home like, I mean, I was just be on the bus rides just thinking like, yo, what I'm gonna do next? Or what can I do? Well, let me read this guy's book. Let me read this guy's book. Let me see what he's doing. Let me listen to this podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I was just, you know, getting myself, and I was doing a lot of things, you know, to prepare me for life after basketball. I started early. I started 9-10 years ago.
Okay. And I want to like highlight that because I know like we had Pat Cole on the podcast and he was talking about like how he's coaching AAU kids and all they think about is NBA, but not everybody's gonna be able to go to the NBA.
Right.
And so just having those outside, like not necessarily a plan B, but just to have different revenue streams, like, you know what I'm saying, building up different skills outside of basketball so that way you can be well rounded. And that way when basketball is like, you know what I'm saying, your career is over, all right, so now you can have other ways of making money.
Exactly. And that's one thing, like I think I did well and I prepared myself. And it was like, I tell young players all the time, you know, the NBA is good, it's great, you make millions, but what if it doesn't work?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be prepared for life after, but you don't wanna like go into a depression or, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like you use it, you know, you're gonna build brotherhoods, you're gonna network with a lot of people playing basketball because of the game. Like to this day, I still can run into somebody I played against or we get to talking to them. That's right there, it's already a network and a link because we play ball against each other. So it's a basketball world, so it's already there. It's when it's time, if I need this hookup or if I need that, or I can call somebody in any state I go to and I know somebody. Like, it don't matter where I go, I can call somebody and I'll either play against them or, you know, something like that. Man, all because of basketball.
Right.
So when you network and you use that basketball to network, and then you just like, all right, I'm gonna use this. You know, there's thousands of people that's watching high school basketball.
Right.
Thousands more, tens of thousands of people watching college. Don't mess around and play on TV or something like that. Yes. Now it's social media following you and stuff like that. So now it's time to, okay, I play basketball, but I also got this going on, or I got this going on, I got that going on. So that's, I kind of utilize the social media thing, especially in my latter years. Like, Instagram was jumping, you know what I'm saying? So Facebook was going crazy.
Right.
So I was letting the world, like, let people back home watch live. When they did live, I was going live I remember the first time I went live, like, in Italy.
Yeah.
You know, I probably had like 300-400 views, and this when it first dropped.
That's
300-400 people live, and like, and it's just, I was in Italy.
Right.
So I was just showing people Italy,
Yeah.
and then like it went crazy after that. You know,
Right.
people just love seeing different stuff like that. And it's like you hands on, so it's like, hey, we really know Mo. We watched him grow up. It's amazing. This guy doing this. So every time I would do something, like my games would come on TV, I would always post a link. I would get heck of people to follow the joint. Okay, I got a jersey, so I would make sure my people here got the jerseys. I would send a whole bunch of jerseys home just so people could get the jerseys, T-shirts, and just every time I did an interview, I'm always post it. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot because people see that.
Yeah.
So now it's, you got their attention. You transition to something else. Like, all right, I got the Motivation Foundation. Okay, I'm thinking about doing a restaurant. Oh, we proud of what you're doing in the community. I'm doing this for the kids. I'm doing that. So it's all like, you all use that spotlight to highlight things that you got going on outside of your sports ability.
Gotcha. Man, hats off to you, like, for taking advantage of social media and just using that to build up your brand and following. And so now transition to next part of your career. So now you said you retired from playing basketball overseas, and so talk about the transition becoming an entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, I probably my 8th year overseas, I started this business. We wasn't here, we was out in Castelli. But it was one of those things that, like, a homeboy hit me up like, yo bro, let's do a restaurant, blah blah blah. So it was like me, I'm like, all right, bet, I got some bread, threw in the bread, started around I was on the business. So I put my pops into it and my uncle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was gone, so they was more of handling the business side of things while I'm gone and stuff like that. So I came back and they had found a building here. And I was still overseas, so I was going back and forth. Like when I come home for the summer, I would be here, blah, 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 and I would go back over. So it was just more of just like having family to help too, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we all in it together. The D is for my family, as in Deloach. So it's Moe and D's, you know what I'm saying? So it's mine and my family, you know what I'm saying? So we all in it together. But yeah, it was hard, you know, coming home, because when I first retired, I was more of a stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Because of you know, I've been centered my whole life around playing basketball. Right. So when you ain't got that thing to do no more, you like, yo, I don't have nothing to do. Like, what do I do? Like, I didn't know what to do. Because, you know, usually I was coming home, I was in the gym, I was training for hours a day, I was doing this and doing that. I couldn't party as much, I'm like, yo, I can't gain all this weight. So when I retired, I'm like, yo, I don't have this, what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
almost like losing your whole day.
Yeah,
so
it's
now
like
your schedule is free. Now what do I do with it?
I used to,
because
it
pretty much made your schedule for you.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I don't really have to work out anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to like watch what I eat. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do nothing, just wake up and like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was tough, man. I was kind of depressed a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, it was just more of a, like, I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I didn't know what, like, it was just like, I was bored.
Got to refocus.
Yeah, I had to do that. I had to refocus and figure something else out, you know what I'm saying? So, and then like the pandemic hit. So it was like, I retired, and then soon I retired, the pandemic hit. So I retired right in time before the pandemic.
Right. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, it had to be God, bro, like, because I'm like, if I would have went back over, I'd have been caught in, I would have been stuck.
Yeah.
I had friends there that went back that pandemic year, they didn't get paid or nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, if I make it through this last year, I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the year 10, I told myself I'm gonna do 10 years, and I did 10 years. And I had a contract to go back for the 11th year, and I turned it down.
Facts.
And then soon as that year came, the pandemic hit. And I'm like, like, yo, I would have been over there like stuck.
Stuff.
I would have went crazy.
Stuck for a year too.
Yeah, I would have went crazy. My homeboys is there for like, they couldn't leave out the house for 30 days.
That's crazy.
Like they couldn't go outside.
It wasn't like here, like overseas. Like in some places, they really couldn't.
They couldn't leave. Yo, they had to get my friends. They was getting groceries delivered. They was getting food. He was like, yo, bro, I have to get out of here, bro. So he said, I've been in the house. Yeah, this time he was like, I've been in the house for 15 days, bro.
I know they was going crazy.
He said, now imagine like 15 days in the crib, nobody's there but you. Like, what can you do? Wake up. Like, you couldn't go outside because it was real over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was real. Like, we kind of took it as a game, a joke here, but it was real.
Yeah.
It was real, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it was just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that kind of added to the stress here too, because I'm like, I retired, the pandemic hit, everything was pretty much shut down. So it was like, I really wasn't doing nothing. So I had to refocus, like you said, I had to refocus and get myself prepared, you know, for what I'm gonna do next.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of figured it out.
Shoot. And I'm glad you did, because like, I couldn't even imagine like, being in the house for a couple of days, like by yourself, is just, you can't even go outside. It's just crazy. But let alone 30 days straight. And it was nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? Because and I want to congratulate you for having a long career. Because 10 years doing something that you love is like that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Rare.
And so
that's what people dream about.
Right? Exactly.
But no injuries. Like I had not one injury my whole career. Not one injury.
And that's a blessing. You know, it's like injuries will just derail a lot of people's careers. I know some of my favorite players, NBA players, like you know, Brandon Roy, like never would have seen his career to fruition. Even like T-Mac, like never would see how far his career would have came. So like just that's a blessing. You was able to play 10 years and leave on your own terms and not be forced out.
Right, absolutely. And I wanted to get to that point too. Like my last year, this is funny. My last year, like I'm playing, but like I was the oldest person on my team at this time. I think I'm like 32, 33.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, son, I cannot do it. Like I'm running around but chasing behind 18-year-olds. Like I can't do it. Yeah, they be playing pro early over there.
Yeah, overseas, like, because Luka was like 16 playing overseas.
I had a 16-year-old on my team, and like, but they was good. It wasn't no slouches. Like, they was good players.
That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm chasing. I think I'm guarding every day a 20-year-old, 21-year-old.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that type of advantage right there.
It was like they wasn't like, they were just fast and they was just playing like, they wasn't intelligent. I was beating them more for being smart playing the game, but it's just like more of like they make a mistake and then the whole team got to run. And I'm like, oh, come on.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
I'm a vet in the game, so it was fun. But it was just like after that last year when I'm playing with the young guys, I'm like, yo, this is it. Like it ain't nothing towards the game. It's just like, yo, I'm leaving on a good note. 10 years in, this is my 10th year. If I can make it through this injury free, then I'm good.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I went.
And so everybody, as you all know, this is my favorite part of the podcast. It's called the Fast Five. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask you 5 rapid fire questions. You have 1 minute to answer all 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Emphasis on 1 minute to answer all 5.
only a few people have done it. So
I mean, is it real loud questions I'm supposed to know, or is it just like?
Nah, it's just you supposed to know them, but okay. But all right, let's go. Let's get it. So you can hold on to one memory from your life forever. What would it be?
Graduating college.
For sure. Who are your top 5 hoopers of all time?
Jordan, Kobe, AI, AI. I'm gonna have to say LeBron
For sure.
and T-Mac.
For sure. What are some ways you boost your self-love?
Reading.
And what would you go back in time to tell your 18-year-old self?
The importance of education.
And what is one question you wish we'd have asked you, and how would you answer?
Ooh. I don't know. My important question. I don't know. I guess the importance of education. And I would have answered it as like, you know, that's something that nobody can take from you.
For sure. Well, you beat it. You beat it.
For sure.
For sure. Man, so
By the way, the only person to do it right.
yeah, for sure. And so I want to ask you, so what's next for you?
Just focusing more on doing things within my nonprofit. That's my baby. Like that's what I love. Like I'm just, rocking it right now. So it's like just doing more within that, and doing more in the community. I mean, I do a lot in the community, but I want to do more.
For sure.
I want to do more, and just do a lot more in the community. And that's probably what's next. I'm gonna be, launching a lot more things with the Motivation Foundation. And just getting more out here in the community, doing more things. Like the restaurant is cool, but I don't really know a lot about restaurants. Like this is just an investment, and this is just something to give back to the city.
For sure.
But what I'm good at is reaching out to the youth and working with the youth. So that's what I really want to do. Open up some type of facility or partner with the city and do a lot more things in the community. Helping the youth out.
Do you see yourself being really boots on the ground, like getting the dirty work?
Yeah, that's what I always been that way though. Like my basketball camp, I would have 300, 400 kids, and I would actually be there like, come on, let's go, playing with them and stuff. And I think that means a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because it lets it be known. That's why I think a lot of people in the city loves me, because I'm like more hands-on. Like I would go to your parent invite me to a game, I would actually go. And they would be like, yo, you actually came? I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't look at myself like I'm over to everything. You know what I'm saying? Other people might do, but it's never been that way towards me. It's more of I'm from the city, so if whatever I can do to help, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? If I got the time, it's no reason I'm not gonna make these things. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be involved. Like kids reach out to me, invite me to things, or I do this, I'm there. I try to get there. That's why I get a lot of love here, because I'm actually the one that really will come and pop up and like show some love.
Yeah, I want to take hats off to you, man, for real, because you and yourself as just like, what I'm saying, I came from here and I'm not above y'all or nothing. I'm going back, I'm reaching out to the community. That's huge, and that's what the city needs, that's what the 2.5 needs, and that's how we're going to continue to grow and make our communities better. So I want to shout out to you for that. And so, where can the viewers find you at home?
Which means in social media?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my Facebook is Moe Deloach, Instagram Moe Deloach, everything is Moe Deloach. You know what I'm saying? All my social media is Moe Deloach. I got a website, Motivation Foundation, so it's a motivation, MOE, and then Motivation Foundation.com. So I'm mainly posting stuff on social media. My Facebook is I'm active on there all the time. Just updating what's going on and what I got going on and stuff like that. So pretty much just that. Facebook again, Moe Deloach. You know what I'm saying? And Instagram the same thing. Just I'm there.
So, and everybody who's in Rocky Mountain or surrounding areas, please check out Motivees. And downtown Rocky Mountain, put the address below. And for everybody at home, thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, it's all love, and we're out.
Appreciate you.
Grateful that you faithful.